Ah, peer pressure. The insidious tactic that people use to bend your will, to make you doubt yourself, and to force you into submission. It's ironic, isn't it? The very people who claim to be your friends, your allies, believe that they can intimidate you, sway your thoughts, and control your actions by applying this vile, underhanded pressure. How dare they? It's time to expose the hypocrisy and the arrogance of those who think they can manipulate you into losing your sense of self. Peer pressure is the influence exerted by a peer group in encouraging a person to change their attitudes, values, or behaviors to conform to group norms. This pressure can come in many forms that can include verbal persuasion, social cues, the threat of exclusion, and sometimes even outright bullying. It preys on our innate desire to belong, to be accepted, and to avoid conflict. But make no mistake, succumbing to peer pressure means compromising your individuality, your independence, and your integrity. Why do people use peer pressure? The answer lies in their own insecurities and need for control. When someone attempts to pressure you, it's often because they need validation from the group. They find comfort in conformity and fear those who think and act independently. By pressuring you, they are attempting to reinforce their own sense of normalcy and security. They are, in essence, projecting their own fears and weaknesses onto you. There are signs when someone tries to use peer pressure on you. Here are some things to look for. Mockery and ridicule. Oh, come on, everyone's doing it. Don't be such a wimp. Guilt tripping. If you were really my friend, you would do this for me. Exclusion. If you don't go along with us, then maybe you don't belong here. Appeals to popularity. We're all doing it. Don't you want to join us? I know the examples sound ridiculous, but the saddest truth is that I've heard these myself, and I've heard them more than once. My response to all of that is, nope. You are not obligated to succumb to this pressure. You owe it to yourself to stand tall and assert your right to make your own decisions. If you are anything like me, trying to fit in was never on your list of things to do. Nor does going with the crowd or seeking their approval do anything other than make you seek further solitude. There are ways that you can avoid falling into the trap of peer pressure. Know your values. Understand what you stand for and what you believe in. When you have a strong sense of your own values, it becomes easier to resist the pull of peer pressure. Find a way to remind yourself of them regularly. Become more assertive. Learn to say no confidently and without apology. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your choices. Practice assertive communication skills, maintain eye contact, use a firm tone of voice, and stand your ground. Surround yourself with people who respect your individuality and support your decisions. True friends will never pressure you into doing something you are uncomfortable with. They will encourage you to be your authentic self. Build your self-esteem by setting and achieving personal goals. Celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small. The more confident you are in your abilities, the less likely you are to be swayed by others. Don't forget to laugh. Sometimes the best way to deflect peer pressure is to laugh it off. Humor can be a powerful tool in diffusing tension and asserting your independence. Respond to pressure with a witty retort or a lighthearted joke. Personally, the laugh is my favorite reply. However harsh this may sound, usually when someone tells me, do this or that or this will happen, I tend to laugh very much out loud, usually followed up by a snide reply of, okay, let me get right on that. Remember that you are smarter than others give you credit for. Try to anticipate situations where you might face peer pressure and have a plan in place. Think about how you will respond and practice your reactions. This will help you feel more prepared and less likely to cave under pressure. Keep in mind that you are the master of your own destiny. No one has the right to dictate your actions or decisions. The only person who truly controls your life is you. When you stand up to peer pressure, you reclaim your power and assert your independence. You send a clear message to the world that you are not going to be manipulated or controlled. Consider the stories of individuals who stood their ground in the face of overwhelming pressure. From whistleblowers who exposed corruption to activists who fought for justice, these individuals refused to be silenced or swayed by the crowd. They faced ridicule, exclusion, and even danger, but they held fast to their convictions and made a difference. The irony of peer pressure is that it reveals more about the insecurities of those who wield it than the individuals they seek to control. It is a cowardly tactic used by those who fear individuality and independence. By recognizing and resisting peer pressure, you become a beacon of strength and integrity. You prove that you cannot be intimidated or swayed by the shallow desires of others. Embrace your inner strength and laugh in the face of those who try to pressure you. Stand firm in your values, practice assertiveness, and surround yourself with positive influences. No one else has the power to tell you what to do. Always remember who you are and stand tall. By doing so, you not only empower yourself, but you also inspire others to do the same.